Molly Carmel here, fiercely devoted to your freedom. Topic today, what to do when you don't want to do what you know that you should do. Right now, we're experiencing a lot of stress and anxiety and a lot of people wanting to binge their brains out. Nobody understands that like I understand that, that's for sure. And listen, while I would prefer that you just live on your integrity-based food plan, eat the portions of food that you know are best for you, blah, blah, blah. The compulsive overeater in me knows that sometimes that's impossible. And when it's impossible, the thing that I want to talk to you about is not going back to sugar and flour. And here's why. When we go back and we start to eat things that have sugar and flour in them, it makes things chemical. If you're down with this idea that you were once in this very abusive relationship with sugar and flour that maybe even looked a little bit like an addiction, then turning back to it means that you light that addiction up again in your nervous system, in your brain, and in your endocrine system. And this stress and this anxiety is going to pass, and the very last thing I want is that when it passes, you've made a bad situation worse, and being back in this abusive relationship is not a good space. The other thing I want to talk about is a little bit off label, which is, let's just say that you must eat, and that there's no shot that you're going to be using your skills. There's no shot that you're feeling like you can connect. Like, it's you and it's food, and it's like, Molly, what do I do? Well, here's my answer. Obviously, you've heard me, but I'm going to say it just one more time. Please don't turn to foods that have sugar and flour. Can we keep the chemicals out of it? And so I would ask you very much, I would be begging, let's turn to foods that love us back. What do I mean by that? Well, let's not turn to foods that are really, really calorically dense. Do you know what I mean? Like things like peanut butter, things like cheese, things like steak. They have a big punch to them calorically. And again, a lot of this anxiety and stress is going to pass. And I don't want you to have packed on all of these pounds at the end of it. So we're going to be doing this little experiment. Can we look into foods that are not so calorically dense, that aren't going to harm you that much, and that are going to suit the bill when you need to eat. And so these are going to be foods. And again, I'm really not hoping that you're going to do this, but namaste. The compulsive overeater me honors the compulsive overeater in you. So these are foods, like air pop popcorn, like big bowls of soup, like carrots and salsa. I know, don't roll your eyes at me, but this is the thing. Can you look at foods that are low calorie, high bulk, that you can be doing the behavior of eating with, but may not cause you so much harm in the end? I get it. Sometimes when we're feeling really, really stressed out and really, really anxious, it's like, no thank you bubble bath, no thank you journal, no thank you connecting with others. I want my food. So if you're going to go there one more time, don't make it chemical. Don't turn to sugar and flour. Don't turn to these foods that are highly caloric, and that's going to be like the carbs and the peanut butter and the cheese. Obviously the ones that we want the most. And yes, what do? We find foods that aren't going to be that harmful. Popcorn, vegetables, soups, even things like frozen grapes that you're not going to eat so fast. I'm going to tell you something. You're going to thank me for this, but one more thing. As your coach and as your bestie, just try to use at least one skill first. I don't want this to become your skill. You know what I mean? You can do better than that, and sometimes you can't. So I want to give you this in case of emergency skill. What do you think about this? Do you have any questions? Do you have any thoughts? Do you have any feelings? Are there other things you want me to be talking about in times of high stress? Let me know. Leave me a comment. I check them pretty obsessively, you know me. And I want us to be talking about things all of the time. So listen, subscribe to this channel, turn on your notifications so you're the first to be at the party. I love being the first to know anything. And listen, I'm here and I am rooting for you, and I will see you soon.